Hi everyone, Spider-Man 1991 on DarkAvengerINCPlus, where today I'm going to be doing an in-depth review of Justice League of America #1. Okay, so basically the idea of Justice League of America is that it's a team of superheroes, a Justice League formed by the U.S. government. Basically, hence the of America part. Alright, for the actual issue itself, it starts off with basically the first, shortly after the original Justice League's first appearance, where Professor Ivo appears in London, and he talks to some mysterious person about how superheroes are starting to appear, and now they're going to be known as supervillains. Then we come back to the present, where basically for the entire issue, it's Amanda Waller and Steve Trevor discussing about who's going to be part of this new Justice League of America that they're putting together. The first candidate that Waller brings up is Hawkman, who's been offered a full pardon and diplomatic immunity since he's an officer of the planet Thanagar, and the main reason he's getting the pardon is because Hawkman in the New 52, he's a strong advocate of lethal force. And the second person Waller brings up is Katana. And she says that, we're making a deal with Katana to work for us, and we'll help her track down her husband's killers. Steve, and of course, right when she's getting into this, Steve Trevor's is really against this because it sounds like Waller's building up a team of killers, but Waller says no, don't worry, I've got a PR plan. And the next member of the team they talk about is Vibe, who in this version gained his powers sort of like Cyborg was. Vibe was near a boom tube, and now he's gained ability to this sort of vibrational powers that he has, and also Waller believes that he has the ability to sever ties other people use who derive their powers from other dimensions, hence the Flash and the Speed Force. And the next candidate they talk about is Stargirl, who Waller says that she has a high Q score, which is some sort of person, which is apparently a person's marketability. And Waller also says that she knows who Stargirl's real father is. No idea what that means. And the next few members that Waller brings up are Martian Manhunter, the new Green Lantern Simon Baz, and Green Arrow. Steve doesn't really agree that Green Arrow should be on the team, and then Steve Trevor brings up another member because right now Steve believes that Waller's planning a team that could take down the Justice League if necessary, and then Steve Trevor brings up that they should get a new member another member who knows Batman well, Catwoman. And then we have a scene where Steve goes and sees Catwoman, and he's able to convince her to join the team. So now pretty much Waller has this great lineup of people who could probably hold their own against each of the original 7 members of the Justice League. They have there's a great drawing in this where they have the main 7 members of the league and each member of the JLA, drawn right next to them so they can see who's the perfect match. For example, Martian Manhunter versus Superman, Catwoman versus Batman, Katana, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, that's obvious, Vibe versus the Flash, Stargirl versus Cyborg, and Hawkman versus Aquaman. So now they've pretty much just, although really saying it out loud, the whole Stargirl versus Cyborg thing, I don't really see how that's an even match yet, but I think Jeff Johns knows what he's doing. And then Amanda Waller then says to Steve Trevor that they've got all their candidates ready to join except for Martian Manhunter, and that's where Steve Trevor comes in. And so after Amanda Waller leaves the office, Steve Trevor just calls out to John Jones saying, like, "I know you're here, John." And then John appears, and so they make a deal that Martian Manhunter will join the team, but however, Martian Manhunter states that if Steve Trevor or anyone else does something he doesn't like, then he will not hesitate to erase everyone's minds. Alright, and shortly after, another agent comes to the office right after Martian Manhunter turns invisible and says that, tells Steve Trevor that he's back. And Steve Trevor rushes, and it's this guy who we've seen throughout the issue who's been like on the run from these Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman robots that I guess were built by Professor Ivo. The guy pretty much is on a stretcher in critical condition, and Trevor takes off his mask, and it's revealed that it's Green Arrow, who was sent by Steve Trevor to spy on this group. And Green Arrow says that, he right before crashing, Green Arrow is able to say that they have assembled a secret society, but Green Lantern goes into cardiac arrest or whatever, or a coma, and right before he can give Steve Trevor a name about who's behind it. And that's where the issue ends. Alright, Justice League of America #1. I liked it. It was very good. It's a very strong part as to what this team's about. Alright, it gives you a good introduction. It tells you who's joining and why. And it sets us up for something big, which I think is going to be the Secret Society of Supervillains. That might be what the Justice League of America's main opponent in this will be. And like Amanda Waller said, this team is just basically sort of a government-sponsored league. Like how Justice League International worked for the UN, this one's solely working for America. I did not want to like this book. I just got it so that I could see, what exactly is going to go on with this book, but I ended up liking it. It is very good. Unfortunately, it's $4. I'd say if you can spare the $4, you should get this because it's a very nice issue. I would recommend it. And also, if you're a fan, I heard they are going to start a backup feature in this with Martian Manhunter. Which if you're a fan of Martian Manhunter, I think that's a good incentive to get the book. And also, you should get this issue too. Get the book too if you are a fan of Martian Manhunter. Actually, as well as Hawkman too, because Hawkman's title is going to get I believe Hawkman's title was announced that it was going to get canceled, so he's probably going to be focused in this book too. I'd say that this is a good, if, you like Jeff Johns, but you're not exactly liking Justice League right now, then give Justice League of America a shot. It's a very nice title, very great introduction with issue 1. I look forward to the rest of this first story arc. That's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to give this to, maybe the first story arc and see whether or not I like it. But yeah, Justice League of America was a very nice start to a new team. Again, I did not think that it was going to be that good, but it was. It impressed me, so I'm going to give it to the first story arc. If you can't... my only issue, though, like I said, is the price, $4. Well, that's pretty much how a lot of comic books are costing these days, about $4 an issue. But if you can spare the $4 this week, then I would recommend you should give Justice League of America #1 a shot. Okay, that's my in-depth review of Justice League of America #1. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing to Dark Avenger Inc. Plus, Spider-Man 1991, saying thanks for watching and have a nice day.